Welcome back to Shadows Awakening. Gonna get a quick after work session in here. And we're picking up where we left off, which is in the burial grounds, right in front of the Imperial Tomb, which is somewhere that we want to make our way into eventually to look for, well, I can't exactly remember, but some kind of item related to the fall of the Empire. I think a sword, maybe. And so we're going to do that, but I do remember that I got to this particular spot kind of by stumbling my way through this level, and there are a lot of traps and a lot of enemies that I did not finish off. So the first thing I'm going to do is basically clear this area out. You can see we need one more spider carcass because in true MMO fashion, only some of the spiders actually had bodies. So we're going to go see if we can find one more spider that actually has a body and pick that up. So without further ado, let's get going and see what we can kill here. And we do actually have a little bit of looting to do while the enemy tries to continue killing me. Okay, and also a little bit more background on this. I'm going to have to read this at some point. And again, do let me know if if this is something that I should be plotting my way through in here, because I do find the lore pretty interesting. They have, it's kind of basic, like it has that kind of Blizzard Diablo-esque kind of feel, like pretty simply built world where they're like, hey, look, we're not going to pay a fucking writer or anything, but we will write some things down. But yeah, I like it when there's a little bit of effort and when the world feels a little bit different like this one does.
Our way is blocked, alas.
Okay, well, we'll figure that out in a bit, but first things first here, let's, come on, buddy. There we go. Oh, there we go, that guy had a body, so that's pretty handy.
Feel the power of
Okay, let's just, try to get back into this here. Oh, he's evading my lightning? I can't imagine anything more just unreasonable than that.
I cannot take much more of this.
Wow, did I just lose that much health that fast? That's pretty incredible.
You shall fall.
Oh, targeting, please. Targeting, please. Why are you like this? Okay, I can bring my dude back out, but I'm definitely eating some damage. This is kind of interesting. I mean, I'm absolutely crap at this game, but by the same token, it does seem to have a little bit of challenge in it. Just trying to like fumble my thumbs around all of the character and weapon changes that are required. There's a lot of healing on tap here, so I don't feel like I'm challenged in terms of that resource management task, but by the same token, you do have to pay attention to it. So that's kind of good. I mean, I'll say that right away. All right, so largely this area looks kind of. Wait a minute. Why did we get? Did we really just get everyone back, like spawned back in? If we did, I can't say I agree with that. Would you give me your souls, please? Thank you. Alright, let's just make sure that we get into all the little nooks and crannies here. I don't want to miss any of those, what are they called? Like reliquaries or whatever it is, the little thing that has the essences. Okay, so it looks like we do have that all taken care of. Now, that door mechanism, let's see if it's a case of me having to drop this bit. Oh, ouch. I thought it was going to vary. Okay.
These inscriptions. Only a scion of the Imperial line may enter. Apparently, even a dead relative still qualifies.
Handy. Makes me wonder what that door mechanism was, though. Huh. I wonder if I'm missing something. I mean, I'm probably missing something, but whatever. We'll press on here. So we have completed what we set out to do in that particular dungeon, but we may as well just keep rolling forward. Okay. I was potentially expecting like another little dungeon here, but that is not the case. That's actually also not what I want to do. Alright, let's get a distraction down, get our shields up, start trying to do some damage here. Okay, let's just try to prune some guys off the side maybe. Bad shot, but I'll take it. Need some mana here. Also, I don't think we're really gonna thin these guys out. I think I'm gonna have to. Ooh, do not like the freeze being tossed in my direction. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can actually use this guy's. See if we can use that to any effect. So far we haven't. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's making them more vulnerable or something. It's hard to say. Oh, I don't like the freeze. Just tank this guy a little bit. And actually, I should be paying a little more attention to what I'm doing here. Maybe using some other abilities. Oh, I'm gonna need to harvest some souls here too, because we got problems otherwise. I'm not gonna lie, it does feel just a touch clumsy, this whole scenario. Let's see if we can get. He is casting. I wonder if that's gonna work for me. Not obviously if I can't keep him in there.
Wasted effort.
Okay, we got
Thy
this.
soul is mine.
I mean, there we partially go. Still have no access to healing, which, not gonna lie, a bit of a concern. There we go. That probably could have been 10 times easier, but I'm still fumbling around with all these character swaps and stuff like that. I am absolutely muscle memoried into using bumpers to attack, which means I keep doing accidental character switches. I'm getting to the stage where I'm trying to force myself to learn this control scheme, and I might just change it because I suck at games already, and I'm just making it hard for myself.
There is a chronicle. The chronicle and final testament of Tarkus Magnus, last Imperator of Thol. My beloved God Empress, Koreth IV, has been slain by an upstart the people are calling the Theocrat. Mother, so she was overthrown. We were victorious. There's more. The Theocrat wields the Godslayer. The unthinkable has happened and Garulia herself has fallen. Extinction has been decreed without exception for all her vassals. It is only a matter of time before the Theocrat's forces arrive to sack Thol. The city could withstand any assault by conventional forces, but the Godslayer's power is immense. I cannot risk this Imperial stave falling into the wrong hands, hence I have chosen to imbibe iocanic distillate. My death will be swift, and secure this tomb from discovery by our enemies. Whomever finds this chronicle is the last hope of the Garulian Empire. Take this stave, and go forth to seek the remaining Imperial tombs. Many will have already been raided, but some may just be hidden well enough to survive. With what they contain, you will wield the power to restore your birthright and save us all. There is another tomb to the south of here, in the Outlands. General Titus should be buried there. With luck, his chronicle will direct you onwards to where General Varula rests nearby. You must bear the Imperial staff if you are to succeed. May the God Empress's blessing be upon you. Signed, Tarcus Magnus, Imperator of Thole. A key for the Arcanum. It's ancient, but it may still work. And an Imperial stave. Its design seems similar to my mother's scepter, but it's far smaller. Why would these paltry items warrant an honorable suicide? And what is the Imperial staff? I've never heard of any such relic. There are mysteries here worthy of resolving.
What you do not smell is iocane powder. Okay, so, alright, we've got the basic premise here, right? Like, I mean, how many games is there a series of tombs / ruins / castles that you have to raid to get some items to do the thing with this stuff? Couple things. So her mother was the Empress, so she was the God Empress. Okay, so living divinity or pharaoh kind of thing. But who was Garulia then? Or is Garulia the god and then the Empress is just divine by right or something like that? So it's more like, you know, there's God and then people who rule in the name of God and they just call them divine. Yeah, a little bit interesting. I mean, possibly overthinking it just a touch, but still, you know, it could be interesting down the road, or at least I hope it's interesting down the road. All right, so let's take a look here. We did pick up that that Imperial stave. Now, maybe this is where we can actually equip something, because I don't really think we're gonna. Once again, Elden Ring. Maybe we can equip this spider body. It would make a fantastic helmet, but I think potentially. No, okay, never mind. Theory is done. We cannot equip anything in that slot. It continues to taunt me. We have, however, found a belt. And... wait a minute. Can he wear a belt? Yeah, he can. Okay, because I was thinking like spirit defense is probably something that he would want. It's giving endurance. I'd rather she had more defense. And I was also thinking that one thing I probably should do is remove this from her inventory and put it on him. Move speed and a little bit of agility. It's probably a better match for him. Just trying to get his crit rate up a little bit because I haven't really even been using him, but we'll try to get a little bit more into that. All right, and I don't really know if, yeah, I guess we've got a little bit of extra stuff in just about every category now, but probably nothing particularly useful. Let's see. No, not really. Not really. Not really. Okay, we are going to have to sell some stuff when we get back to the surface, but we've got our spider bodies. We've... dead rogue.
A measly treasure is better than none.
Right, little silver spoon action going on there. I don't know whether there's going to be sort of a fast travel scenario. I think there was maybe a gate in here that I could potentially use, but we'll see. Alright, was it down here again? I think so. Oh, hello. Speaking of using this guy more, let's do that. Okay, this is obviously just somewhere that I missed. Let's make sure that I... yeah, see, there we go. That's what I don't want to be missing. And then this is where I came in, right? I think so, yeah, okay. Let me just check over here. I honestly, my memory is awful. So, yeah, there we go. So, we do have some fast travel down here, so we can just pop back out to the burial key. Okay. Ow. Would you please just soft lock that guy? Thank you. That key, I'm actually gonna just head on over to this door mechanism and see if that's a thing. I like how he doesn't say anything
Our way
because
is
obviously
blocked,
he's mute.
alas.
Okay. Ouch. Technically not ouch, but just annoyance. I haven't actually noticed. Did the enemies get hit here as well? I'm not sure. Also, I can't... Yeah, that little... The top of the stairs is fucking with me there. Alright. That's enough of this. I think we're gonna head on out. Which I believe was... Well, actually, yeah, I believe it was over here. Let's get on out of here to the marketplace. We should probably check in with that shadow merchant as well. Because we did have a bunch of stuff just chatting with other merchants. And I don't know if there's going to be... Like, we have met already one NPC in the Shadow Realm. It's possible there will be more. Let's see here. I think if anything we want to sell some junk, so let's sell this. I'm assuming it's not gonna put the stuff that we actually have equipped in here. That would be uncalled for. Essentially, at this point, we're getting enough drops that it certainly seems like maybe we're not going to need to hold on to like any whites at all. I mean, it's sort of like you would have in Grim Dawn or something like that, where you just right away toggle the item filter. You know, at like level 10, you don't want to see any yellows anymore, stuff like that. That could well be it. Who was the fence? It was this guy here,
Bring your
right?
unwanted goods to me. I'll give you a fair price.
Did you know someone named Kench?
I know of her, sure, but I haven't seen her since the siege began. Bring your unwanted goods to me.
Alright. Now, I've got to say, on the nature of this, I do wish, and maybe I'm just missing it, but I do wish I could just drop down a list of everything I had instead of going slot by slot. But, I mean, it's not the end of the world, it's just ever so slightly annoying. Alright. And I wish like even really anything here, like if I could just smoothly cycle through inventory slots instead of having to back out and sort of, you know, do this every time. That would even help. But it's currently not something we're able to do. And then occasionally I'll just randomly mash some buttons that make no sense. It's kind of how I roll. Okay, so looks like we don't really have much down in here. Everything's already taken. Okay, so there we go. We've actually, despite all of my ramblings, we have made some progress here. So we did do that spider cull. So we're going to go talk to Arashad right now, who is the guy up at the Guild of Silk, I believe. Past these Silk Wardens here. My accidental fire shield is finally worn off. That's always nice.
Please, ask your questions.
Where do you want these rather unpleasant spider carcasses?
I'll take those. I believe 50 was the agreed price.
What are you going to do with those?
Probably best not to ask. Although I would avoid the soup kitchen tomorrow, milady. Of course, the infestation will continue as long as the spiders can reach Thole. I wonder if they could be prevented from reaching the burial ground somehow. Please, ask your questions.
Will you pay me for preventing the spiders entering the burial grounds?
Of course. For you, milady, I will pay 100 coins for this favor.
Very well.
I've heard there's a statue near where the spiders are appearing. That would seem to be a sensible place to start. What do you need?
All right, so we're going to be heading right back in there, it looks like. Okay, interestingly enough, we can kind of bring this up with him as well. So let's look into that mercenary.
What do you know about a Sura mercenary coming to Thole?
This is really none of my business. Please, leave me out of this. Please, ask your crew.
Did you know someone named Kench?
She used to run the hostel, didn't she? Honestly, outside the Guild of Silk, my knowledge of the people of Thole gets a little sketchy. How can I help?
Okay, well, that's all he's got. I think, I just don't know that story is going to get super deep, although it's... Because, I mean, everyone in that whole story is dead, right? Like, I mean, Ketch was killed alongside our little archer guy here. Oh, who, interestingly, we can't activate in town. I wonder if that's just because he's mute, or whether it's just we only get our main character when we're sort of in these town settings. Yeah, we'll find out. Although, to be fair, yeah, like, I think the other characters I had was like, the other one was like a giant zombie, you know, in battle armor, so maybe those are just kind of a little bit more, you know, dungeon summons and stuff like that. Okay, so let's take a look. Are we just going to get straight back into doing this infestation thing down in the burial grounds? I don't know. It kind of maybe makes sense. Although I suppose at this point we do have potentially enough money here to hit up this unfortunate mishap. Now, I haven't seen anywhere where we're going to be able to, you know, shake down a hooker and get a silk knife off of her. So I do think this is something that we're just going to have to go shopping. And I don't know exactly who has that, or if it, oh, I just had a theory. Interesting.
Bring your unwanted goods to me.
I bet if we do this, bam! That's why we can't equip shit there. It's just so that you can use their slightly less than optimal shopping system to track down those items. Now, it was this dude up here who lost that, wasn't it? I gotta say, he better give me more than 90 silver for this.
Do you have it? You bailed me out here. You have my thanks and my money.
He's lucky I leveled up. Making 10 silver for doing that? I don't know. Although, to be fair, I did just run over to the other side. But we do have a level, so we may as well take care of that right now and sort of round out the episode on that. Maybe we'll just line ourselves up for a trip back into the burial grounds, and then work on leveling our characters, and then we'll do that next time. So let's see here. We'll start over on the left. And, okay, so we're getting 1 skill point per level, so that actually means the cost of upgrading these skills is going to be pretty steep. We basically have to wait, what is it here, 3 levels to upgrade one of these skills to tier 2. Now, some of them are potentially going to be useful to upgrade pretty fast, but I don't really know what the balance between just unlocking everything, whether or not you're using it, versus waiting to improve things. Like Frost Chain, just having that, you know, that increased duration, even a second, that does make a difference. That is a really useful skill. I kind of wonder. I might just hang on to his skill point there. We've got no additional talents this level, so let's just distribute these points. I'm going to dump a chunk into his willpower because we were getting low on mana there. So with her, willpower is in pretty good shape. She is very low health, so I don't really know if you get, like, okay, so she gets 10 hit points I just want to check something real quick. He does too. So it looks like the class maybe doesn't make a difference to what the actual buff is from upping something. So we'll just kind of keep doing that. Let's see. Enemies into scorpions upon death. You know what? We are going to have to try it. So I am going to drop a point here for her. And maybe we will just go ahead and socket this so that we remember to actually use it next time. So we'll pop it in over here and we'll see what happens with it. And now our silent little dude that I always forget to use because it's almost as if he doesn't exist. But this, up until this point, is fucking useless. It slightly damages, slows down, and reduces fire resistance. And it says the effects stack, but yeah, 3-second cooldown. I mean, I don't know. Like, fights just don't really seem to last that long. It could be useful if I end up in some kind of fight against a heavy opponent and I'm getting good enough at switching between these guys to actually make use of it. But I think for right now, we're taking that landmine because, let's be honest, that's a fuck ton of damage right there. So let's grab it. And we're going to socket that over this oil flask and just see where that leads us. Okay, so that's us leveled up. We're going to hit this a couple minutes early today. But I think next session we're just going to get right back into the burial grounds. We're going to try to find that statue, stop the infestation. We are accumulating a little bit of money now as well, so I think after we do that, we're probably going to do a little bit of shopping and see if we can get some items into our gear that potentially make things a little bit smoother. Because honestly, I am fumbling around a bunch, but we did take a fuck ton of damage there, and so you can see I'm at 1 of 6 on my charges. So it might be that we actually need to spend a bit of time spiriting around and just trying to harvest some of those souls to get ourselves charged back up. But we'll save that for next time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.